Hello, my name is Tom, and in this video I wanted to show you how I use my smartphone in a minimalistic way, how I set up my apps and my system. This is not like the best way or the only way to use your smartphone as a minimalist. I've seen several videos like this on YouTube. Different people, different minimalists, they use their smartphones in a different way. Now, if you're interested, I also have a video about digital minimalism when it comes to my MacBook Pro, how I use my computer, how I set it up in a minimalistic way. Sort of a series. I should probably make a playlist out of this one. Recently, I also started this thing where I do my personal vlog at the end of the video, so people who are here for the vlog, they can wait for that or skip ahead, and people who are here for the main content, which is digital minimalism on a smartphone, we're gonna jump right into it right now. Let's go. So I just wanted to show you guys how I use my smartphone in a productive way as a minimalist, and this is something that changes over time. So I have 55 apps at the moment. Sometimes I do like a cleanup thing, like I basically get rid of all apps that I don't use. So every once in a while I have something like 30 or even 20 apps on my smartphone, and that's extremely minimalistic. I know that there are other minimalists who are even more extreme than that. They basically only have like 2 apps on their smartphone. Sometimes they even hack the firmware of the iPhone just to be able to remove certain apps. I'm not that extreme, I just keep a simple layout. Okay, so first of all, I think you'll notice that I have basically no background. Technically, I use a black background that is built into iOS. And this is something new actually, where I just try to have like a clean background. And I think it's kind of nice on the eyes, there are not too many details. Sometimes when I pick up my smartphone, there's just so many things on my smartphone that I get a bit confused. So I like to keep it very simple. So I have like a main page with the apps that I use on a daily basis, and then I have a second screen with some folders, and I'm gonna go over them. And also, I'm not gonna go over like every single app. I'm gonna mention a few of the apps that I use. I also want to mention that when I swipe down, I do not have a series suggestion box, and also if I swipe to the right, I basically only have like my next appointment, but I basically removed all other features like, stock updates and screen time. And I'm going to talk about screen time in a moment. Also, I've removed series suggestions. And the reason why I don't like series suggestions is because sometimes when I see series suggestions, they're very accurate. She does show me the apps that I use most of the time, but I'm trying to reduce it. I only want to be able to pick up my smartphone when I know that there is an app that I want to use. I don't want to procrastinate on my smartphone, if that makes sense. And I think it's very important to clean up your smartphone from time to time. You usually do it in a household, so it applies to your computer and to your smartphone as well. You should clean up every once in a while. And for a minimalist, this is also very, very important. So I make it a habit to like at least once a month, like clean out my entire apps. Okay, now the screen on time thing, it's a good idea. And I like that Apple and Google has implemented it into smartphones. It's a good feature. I just find it that I don't really use that app as much as I thought that I would. I don't check how often I use my smartphone because the checking itself is a procrastination thing. It's kind of weird. It's supposed to help you avoid using your smartphone too much, but I find it that it's just one more thing that I check on my smartphone, and I'm trying to reduce the things that I check on my smartphones. Okay, so when it comes to notifications, I really try to minimize the amount of notifications that I have. For most apps, I basically turn them off. I think that the only notifications I have is like for reminders and for messages. That's basically it. I don't like other notifications. So usually notifications, I turn those things off completely. Even YouTube notifications. Starting off with the top here, I use Notes. And if you've seen my video on digital minimalism on my MacBook Pro, I'm a huge fan of Notes. I use Notes for just about everything. I use it as a diary. I use it for like checklists and stuff. It's my favorite app to use. I write down my ideas, my creative ideas. So this is a very important app for me. Then I have my settings app. This is a very important app because basically I go into my settings when I have to, connect to some Bluetooth devices or whatnot. I use settings probably more than I want to, but unfortunately I have to have it. So I like to have quick access to it. Then I have my calendar, which I also try to keep very clean. I'm gonna make a video about that, but my calendars are usually very free. I like to have free and open space. I don't want to, fill my time with a lot of appointments and stuff, because then I just feel trapped. But I have it. Then I have pictures. I wanted to show you what I have in my photo app. So basically I use Google Photos, as I mentioned before in a different video, that I love Google Photos. And once I have my photos and videos in the cloud, I basically delete them from my smartphone. And I usually try to keep this empty. Now I have 2 videos here, and these are just some B-roll videos that I shot yesterday, and I'm gonna transfer them over to my computer for upcoming videos. Okay, and then I use Philips Hue. I'm a huge fan of Philips Hue because I like to use the app to turn on and off the lights in my house. And I also like to, put in timers and different settings. I don't know if it's a very minimalistic thing to say, but I really like Philips Hue. I don't know. I'm not ashamed of it. I really like it. Safari, obviously, I use for browsing the web. Traffic, I live in the south of Sweden, and this is basically a ticket app, to purchase tickets when you're on the train or the bus. And then I use reminders. This is a wonderful app that I wish I used more. So I always have it. I don't use it as much as I'd like to. I'm trying, problem is that I use my notes probably for the things that I have in reminders. So I don't know, maybe I'll remove it. I'm trying it on still. I'm trying to use it. But again, I don't like the idea of reminders. I like to keep a free and open lifestyle, if that makes sense. It's kind of a bohemian lifestyle. Is that the right expression, bohemian? Now in the bottom, I have Facebook Messenger. I don't use Facebook, but I do like the Messenger app to keep in touch with my friends and family. And of course, iMessage or text. To be honest, I think that the only person that I use iMessage for is my wife. Other than that, I usually use Facebook Messenger. And of course, the phone app and the camera app. So these are like my daily apps. I use them all the time. Okay, and now I'm gonna switch over to the folder screen. If you've seen my other digital minimalism video, you have noticed this pattern. I have these 3 folders: personal, YouTube, and money. So if I go into Google Drive, I have these folders. If I go into Google Chrome or Safari, I have 3 folders. So this is kind of how I set up my life. I have these 3 views on life, I guess you could say. There's personal stuff, there is the YouTube stuff, and then there is the money stuff. I try to keep these 3 things separated. So personal, basically this is my fun folder, if you can call it that. I have AV Player. Sometimes I download videos and I put them in here and I can watch them offline instead of, going to YouTube. But I also do have YouTube. To be completely honest, as weird as it sounds, I don't use my smartphone to watch YouTube videos that much. I prefer to watch them on a computer. That's just me. And then I have Spotify, which I'm gonna make a very interesting video very soon, how basically I don't really use Spotify that much anymore because I've kind of stopped enjoying music. It's really weird, I know. I'm gonna make a video where I explain it more. Then of course I have Google Photos, I have my email app, my Google Drive app, and I really like Google Drive. It's a cloud system that I use on all my devices. It's really super fantastic, where I have like 15 gigabytes and I have like my most important stuff. I have my personal folder, my YouTube folder, and business folder, and hobby folder. And I keep like my asset files and stuff like that, and important documents and receipts for my business, stuff like that. Okay, and then I have Blinkist, and I really like Blinkist. Sometimes I'm really enjoying the process of learning stuff and I use Blinkist for that. And then I have Instagram, and I really have a love and hate relationship with Instagram. I love the way you can creatively communicate to the world, posting pictures and cool videos. It's also extremely addictive, and it's a balance. It's kind of hard. A lot of YouTubers and minimalists that I know, they sort of delete the app when they don't use it, and then they install it when they want to use it. It's really weird. It's a bizarre app. Okay, and then I have my YouTube app. Now this folder I really enjoy. I have my YouTube Studio app, which is probably the app that I use the most, where I check stats and stuff and upload thumbnails. thumbnails to my YouTube videos. I try to use it less and less. I really want to delete the app because I check stats all the time on all my channels. It's a real hassle. Then I have the image app, which I use to basically see on my smartphone what I'm recording. I can set focus and stuff using this app. And then I basically have a lot of video and photo editing apps. And what I really like about these video and photo editing apps is that they are so simple. Every app is used for something very specific. Now, there are very good apps where you have basically all of these features in one app, but they're just so complex. And I like the simplicity of these simple apps. For example, there is this app called Retouch where I can remove items in photos like magic. I can remove a ship in the sea or something like that, or I can add effects, and every app is specific for just one simple thing, and I really like that. Third folder is my money app, and basically here I have all my financial apps, my bank account app, my stock app, my cryptocurrency app, my payslip app. Yeah, basically just financial, boring stuff. And then I have my Trashcan, and this is all the apps that I don't really like, I don't want to use, but I still kind of need them. And some apps I just use every once in a while. For instance, I have like a tax return app, which basically I only use like once a year. And I could basically just, I suppose I could remove it for most of the year and then install it for that time when you have to fill out your taxes. But basically, these are like my Trashcan apps. I've got lots of storage on this smartphone, like 256 gigabytes. I don't use all of it, but it's nice to not having to worry about space. And that's pretty much it. It's a very clean setup, and I think I'll make sequels to this like maybe once a year because this changes all the time. But this is the basic setup. I usually have very few icons on the main page, and on my second screen I have these folders, and that's pretty much it. What do you think of my setup? Do you like it? Do you have suggestions of improvements? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Oh, you're still here. That's great. Okay, so I suppose this is the behind the scenes vlog part, and it's something that I've really enjoyed to use because it's a way for me to just talk about personal stuff that really doesn't have anything to do with the main purpose of the video, which is digital minimalism. Instead, I can focus a bit more on progress and stuff like that. Okay, so let's get right into it. I'm doing great. Everything is fine. I'm still well. I haven't been infected with you know what. I'm super pleased and happy that ever since I started in January 2020, it's been a sort of a slow process. You know, I mean, it takes time to build a community, you know, people who subscribe and stuff like that. You sort of just wait for that first viral video to happen. And, you know, I have some experience with starting up YouTube channels before, and this is basically, sometimes it can be a bit of a long wait. And it finally happened. I had my first like semi-viral video, and it was my MacBook Pro 16-inch review. And I sort of knew it would be more popular than my other videos because it's a very trendy topic. It's sort of a new laptop. It was just released in December, I think. And so a lot of people are interested in that computer, and obviously there is a lot of people who are searching about information. So I focused, I sat down, and I worked hard to edit it. I made like several versions of it. I think that the one that you actually saw was like the third version of it. And I'm pretty pleased with how that video turned out, and it seems that a lot of people really enjoyed it, so that's really cool. I'm really happy about that. But then something happened. See, I usually release a new video every Saturday, but after it started to pick up momentum, I was a bit, I'm not gonna say scared, but I was kind of frustrated with this one aspect, is that I really didn't want to start a new tech channel. I already have a tech channel, and so I was kind of worried that this channel is gonna turn into another tech channel, you know. But I'm not too worried anymore because I realized that I can still do sort of a combination of like, you know, minimalism and tech. So we'll see how it goes, but for now I'm not too worried. Like it's I can release tech videos every once in a while and sort of mix it in with lifestyle and minimalism, stuff like that. And that's why I like this digital minimalism series, like this video and the previous one on the MacBook Pro. Also, since I released that video, I was kind of afraid that, okay, now I have this big pressure. I have to make a video that's at least as good as the MacBook Pro review. And I was also thinking about, making like a follow-up video, a sequel to that video. That's a really simple trick, by the way, for aspiring YouTubers. Make sequels to popular videos. It works really well every single time. I've been thinking a lot about this channel recently, and this is kind of funny. I mentioned in my first video that I have no idea where this channel is going and where it's going to take me, but I'm going to find out. And just a couple of months later, like 4 or 5 months later, I'm already looking at this channel in a very different way. I mean, I knew it would still be like developing and I would shaping this channel into something interesting, but it's just funny how my perspective has shifted completely. So I'll be completely honest, when I started this channel, my main idea for this channel was to make a channel that is sort of like Matt Diavila's channel or Nathaniel Drew, a lifestyle channel where I give like lifestyle tutorials. I've noticed a couple of things. First of all, I don't want to be a lifestyle guru. I don't mind giving out tips and advice about how I use different tools and philosophies. I don't mind that. I love doing those videos. But I don't think that I want to make videos like Nathaniel Drew or Matt Diavila completely. And I'm not talking trash about them. I'm just saying I don't think that what I want to be doing on this channel is what they are doing. I tried it. I think that the first 10 videos I made on this channel, I was sort of aspiring to do something similar. And now I'm starting to realize that I'm not the next Matt Diavila or the next Nathaniel Drew. Another thing that I've been thinking about a lot is the commercial side of YouTube. I remember, and this is in no way criticism towards Matt Diavila, but I think that one of the main reasons why me and a lot of people basically fell in love with the guy when he started out was because he didn't take the commercial side. He didn't have merch, he didn't have AdSense, he just had Patreon, and it was sort of a non-commercial site. And recently, I see like he's pushing it on Instagram with his Cooking with Matt Diavila series, and it's starting to feel kind of, I don't want to say Martha Stewart, and I don't mind, I don't have a problem with YouTubers making money online. I don't have a problem with YouTubers trying to make a living. I have that idea myself, that is my aspiration. I would like to be able to live on YouTube. I think, and it's the same thing with Nathaniel Drew. They're not as bad as like Logan Paul, going like full gore on the whole merch thing and stuff like that, but they're getting there. And I think they would be idiots not to monetize their YouTube careers as much as possible. I mean, it's a lot of money they can make. I just feel at the moment like it should not be my main ambition, to make money. I should just focus on making good videos and, building a community of subscribers who enjoy my work. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it's inevitable. I can't pronounce that word, that you monetize your videos, but I want to do my best to not think about money at the moment. So I'm gonna keep my Patreon page, but I'm not gonna, push it. For me, YouTube is more of a creative outlet than anything else. It would be wonderful to be able to make money off of it, but right now I just wanna try to make really good videos. There is an aspect of this whole thing that is starting to creep up on me, and it's the idea of perfection. And it's a real hassle. I've talked about this several times on all my channels. Perfection ruins it for me every single time. Even the MacBook Pro wasn't a perfection problem, but afterwards I felt that I have to make something just as good as that, and it's tricky. It's a balance. So yeah, one change that I will be doing, it's a bit of a risk, but I don't think I'm gonna post every Saturday like I have been ever since I started this channel. And the reason is because I feel like my videos aren't very good if I just post just to post something. You know what I mean? It should be that I work on projects that I'm interested in pursuing and not projects that I feel that I have to make in order to make the next video, you know? And I think that if I let go of the whole commercial side of things, I can just focus on making really good videos. And just to give an example, like the MacBook Pro video is so popular that it's outperforming every other video I've made on this channel. It's even outperforming some of my channels. It really goes to show you that you don't have to make a lot of videos. You can also focus on just making really good videos. Does it mean that I'm only gonna make like 2 videos per year? No, I'm gonna make lots more than that, but I'm just not gonna focus on posting a new video every single week. Because I'm sorry, but I think that some of my favorite YouTubers right now, they're just posting video after video because it is their main income stream. Again, I'm not criticizing YouTubers. It is a business. It is understandable that you have to make a business. But right now, that type of strategy is not right for me. And I have to do what feels right for me. And right now, what feels right for me is to only make projects that I feel passionate about. And I really wanted to make this video today about digital minimalism on a smartphone because it is something that I find very interesting and it is something that I struggle with. And that's why I made it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I would appreciate if you put it in a comment below. Let me know what you think about it. Did you like it? Didn't you like it? And hopefully I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.